Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Prabhas India Tech. In this video, we will see Introduction to SQL Server. In that we will see the components of SQL Server and why we are using a SQL Server. So, before moving further, please subscribe my channel to get all the SQL related videos. So, let's start the video. In this video, we will see Introduction to SQL Server. In that we will see why we are using a SQL Server, what is the function of SQL Server, and we will see about what is the data, what is a database. We have a system database and we have a user defined database as well. So we will discuss that as well. We will discuss about the server types. In industry we have a number of servers. So we have a production server, we have a QA server. So we will see basically what is the server and what are the types of server, and also we will see the authentication as well. So in that we have a Windows authentication, we have a SQL Server authentication, and what are the difference in between that. Also we have another authentication as well. So we will see in detail, and we will see also how to create a database by the user, means externally. When we'll done with the installation, so by default system will create 4 types of database. So we will see also that about. So what is the database and what is the SQL Server. So first we will see about the SQL Server. So what is the SQL Server and why we are using a SQL Server? So SQL Server means it is a tool which we are used to store the data, to manage the data, and to retrieve the data at any time. And also it will store large amount of data in table. So we are able to see the tables. So our data is actually stored in tables. In that tables we have rows and we have columns. So actually our data stores in tables. So it will allow to insert the data, update the data, and to fetch the data at any time. It will also support to generate the reports from the SQL Server to get the data from server, and it will also provide the security, and it also provide the backups when you lost the data sometimes, or it will also we can recover the data from the SQL Server. So these are the facility of SQL Server. So here we are able to see the SQL Server Management Studio. So we are calling as a SSMS as a short form. So in that SSMS we have a database. So in that we have discussed, we have a system database, that are the 4, that is the master model, MSDB, and TempDB. So we will discuss in later that about the function of that particular system database. And we have an external database that user can create n number of database in particular server. So here after the SQL Server we have also number of servers as well. So as I already told that we have a production server, we have a QA server, we have a testing server, we are creating server for to create a jobs as well. So we will discuss in detail about the same. So now in one of the server we have multiple database. Here we are able to see the 3 types of database we have. In particular one database we have again n number of tables, and our actual data store in tables, in rows and columns. Yeah, so that is a SQL Server we are using. So the next will be the what is the data, because we are working on the data and we are processing the data. So we must know about what is the data and what is the information, means whatever we are inputting from our keyboard, so that will be our data, means that will be the raw facts or that will be the figures. And that data never provide meaning for us, means if we are able to see the data, but that is not meaningful for us. But information means when we'll process the data, so it will become an information from the data, and it will always provide a meaning for us. Means we can take one example, that is a newspaper. So reporters collecting a news, and means that will be the data, and it will convert into information. So everyone, so that's why we are reading a newspaper and we are watching the news. So newspaper we can call it as news or newspaper, that will be the source of information, not a data. So when the data will be the process, so it will become a information. Yeah. So then we'll see what is the database. So database means we are collecting information regarding to the any particular topic, and that information we are storing in a particular place with a predetermined manner. So that is called a database. I already told that, means we have the SQL Server that is a relational database, means we have a DBMS, that is a database management system, and we have a RDBMS, that is the relational database management system. So that is a SQL Server is a relational database management system. Why relational database management system? We will see in a next video, because we can maintain the relation between different databases, different table, different server. So that is calling as a relational. So that is the main important word that here, that is a relational, R for relational. And also in database here we are able to see in the server we have, that is a local host. In that server we have a system database. When we'll expand the database, so we are able to see here system database. So that is not expanded, but we have a 4 system database, that is a master, MSDB, TameDB and model. So that we have a different purpose for that. And here we are able to see that 2 types of database that are created by the user. Means these are the database bike stores and testdb. These are created externally for our purpose, means for our use. Yeah. So these are the database. When we'll expand the database particular, again suppose we have a testdb here. So when we'll expand the testdb database, so again we are able to see the another contents. Means in that we have a tables, we have a views, we have functions, we have store procedures. So we have a n number of functions there, content there. So we will see in detail as well in the same video. Yeah. So the next we have a server types. Means already we have told that in SQL Server we have one, that is the main server, and in that server we have a n number of database, and particularly one database we have n number of tables. So here we have a server type, that is a database engine. So we are working on now database engine. So database engine where we are used for storing the data, right? And also we have the another tool, that is integration services, means SSIS. So we are calling as SQL Server integration services. So this tool we are using for ETL purpose, means extract, transformation and loading. So there we can create packages, means DTSX packages, and we can deploy that job means package, and we can create a job in SQL Server. So that will be the extract, transformation and loading process. And we have the another type, that is the reporting services, means we have a SSRS, that is the SQL Server reporting services. So we can create any kinds of reports. Means we have a drill round reports, we have a drill through reports, and we have another types of report to see the data. And also we have the 4th type, that is the analysis services, means SQL Server analysis, that is for the analytic purpose. Okay. So now we will see the SQL Server authentication. In that actually we have 4 to 5 types of authentication as of now, but the main 2 types of authentication, that is a Windows authentication, and we have a SQL Server authentication. So now here we are able to see the difference between that I have highlighted here. When we have Windows authentication, so it will not ask for the username and password. So it is showing blurred for me, means we can't edit that. By default it comes my name here. But when we'll go to the SQL Server authentication, so it will ask for the login and password. So why it is required, means you are working as a developer in any one of the organization, and you have a role, means you have access for the production server only. So the organization will provide you the credential for the your production server, that is login and password. So you are only become access for that particular server. So you can't log into another servers. So that will be the not our part. Okay. So and here also we are already discussed that we have a server type. So that will be our database engine. So we are working on as of now. And here server name. So by default it will take means it will be our system name, means the laptop name. You can later you can edit that name as well as a server name as well. And when we'll go to the connect, then it will go to the SQL Server Management Studio. So then we are able to see the servers and database. So now let's see so how it looks like. Yeah, when we'll open the SQL Server, so the Windows becomes, that is a connect to SQL Server. So here we are able to see the server types. So when we'll click on the drop down, then we are able to see the analysis services, reporting services, integration services, and Azure SSIS integration runtime. So that last option is not visible in our previous. Why? Because this is a integration runtime, means when we are connecting to our Azure, so Azure will be a cloud technology where we are working on the cloud, means we are storing the data on a cloud. Here in a SQL Server we are storing the data physically, but in Azure, so that will be the cloud tool we are using. So we need to connect our SSIS to Azure. So for that this option is required. So we as of now we are working on the database engine. Yeah, and here we have a server name. So when we'll click on the drop down, we have another name, that is by default our system or laptop name. So we have connected to the, now I'm able to see the 2 types of server. Okay. So but mostly you will see the only one. and here the main window, that is authentication, right? So when we'll again click on the Windows authentication, so authentication, so we are able to see the main two option, that is SQL Server authentication and Windows authentication. When we have on Windows authentication, then we can't provide the username and password. It's not required or it's not mandatory. But when we'll click on the SQL Server authentication, so you need to provide the login and password. If you want to remember, then you will click here and you will go to the connect. If you are getting any issues while connecting, then we have an option here. So then we'll go to the option window, but as of now it is not required. And the another option, that is a Azure Directory, Active Directory Universal with MFA. MFA means multi-factor authentication. So that will be the authentication to connect our SQL to Azure cloud. Mostly we are using, suppose we are using a Synapse there, we are using a ADF, you are using a Databricks. So for that it required with the help of your mail ID, organization mail ID, we can log in and we need to give the credentials, and then we'll connect to our SQL to cloud. So we can get the data from SQL Server and then we can process in Azure. Yeah. So we have also that same option regarding that last two option regarding the password and integrated. Okay. So now as of now we are going for Windows authentication. So it will not ask to username and password. When we'll click on the connect, so the windows we are able to see here like that. So when we'll expand the database, so we are able to see the system database. When we'll click on the system database, so already I told that is we have master database, we have model database, and we have MSDB and TameDB. When we'll expand any one of this, so suppose I have expand the TameDB, so we are able to see here the temporary tables. So temporary tables means we have mainly two types of table, that will be the temporary tables and physical table. So the temporary tables means we are creating the tables only for the particular time. So after that it will automatically vanish, that means it will automatically delete that table from that particular database. So that will be the purpose. So we'll discuss in later about, but that is the only option, that is a temporary table we are able to see in a TameDB database. When we'll expand the other database, it should be the system database, but we are not able to see the temporary table option. Because why? In only TameDB database we have a temporary tables, means in any one of the database when we are going to create the temporary table, so it will not allow. So directly it will go to the, by default it will go to the temporary tables in the TameDB database. So we will discuss about that same. So when we are creating jobs, so it will again go to the model MSDB, and also we have master record, means they have one purpose. So that's why system have created. And here that is adventure works, and all the database we are able to see here, that will be our external database. So we have created for our purpose. Okay. So when we'll expand any one of the database here, so we are able to see the tables here. So actually our data is stored in that particular table, and we have views, we have in a programmability, we have a store pushers functions we have. So we can see there also we can create a jobs as well. So we have multiple options here in SQL Server agent. We can create jobs, we can schedule the jobs, and we can find the errors as well there. So these are the SSMS tool we have. When if you are already done with the installation, then when we'll connect, then you are able to see this window. If you're not, then please watch my previous video. So that link is already in a description. Yeah. So we have that is a new query, means suppose we want to write a code, then we want to click on the new query. So the one page will open here, and this is the Object Explorer. So we can use in a view window. So we are able to see here Object Explorer. If you are not able to see, then you will go to the view, and if you will click on the Object Explorer, that is effect, and then we are able to see that Object Explorer. If you want to hide that, if we will click here, so it will automatically hide. But if you will click again here, so it will become, again you are able to see that. So it we can become auto hide. So we have option, that is we can enable or we can disable. Also we can connect our SQL Server from here. If you want to disconnect here, so we can disconnect our particular server from here. If you want to apply the filter, suppose in any one of the database we want to apply the filter, so the now option here it is showing. Here is it is an option, that is a stop and start. Sometimes our query is running for a long time, and if you want to stop manually, then we can stop from here as well. And here it is a refresh button. Sometimes we are creating one of the tables in that particular database, but it's not showing immediately, but at the backend it has already created immediately. So for that, you want to refresh that database, or you want to refresh that tables if you are not able to see the data, or if you want to refresh the server, then also we can refresh the server here. Okay, so here that is we are calling as a session. So that is a 151, that will be our one session. If you want to create another session to write the query, so again we'll go to the new query. So now we are able to see here two session. So if we'll click here, so it will go to the another session. So we have a different types of session here, so we can write a code here actually. And here the main window here, that is the database. So means whatever the already we have a created database, so it is showing like that. So by default it is taking a master every time. So if you want to change, then you can change from here. Otherwise we have a one option, means we have one code here, that is the use, and we want to use a database name. So I will show you now how to use that. Suppose I want to use a WFM DWATL, so you can click here, then it will automatically click to, means it will automatically select that particular database. But now suppose we are now master database, and I want to use a WFM DWATL database. So just we need to type here, and just we need to execute. So we have written a code here, and just you need to know about how to run that code. So with the help of execute command, we can run that code. If you have another line of command, then you want to select the particular line. So when we'll click on that particular one, so for in your window it may not be visible that numbers here. So we have option that, so I will tell you in detail as well how to get that numbers, but we can select from here as like this. When we'll click on the mouse and we'll go to the left side or right side, so we are able to select that. If you have multi-line codes, then you want to do that. Otherwise we have only one line of code, so I will directly execute that. So now my window is changed, means my database is changed here, that is a WFM DWATL. Okay, so now also from here we can change that font size as well for the query we have written. So when we'll click on that 100, so it becomes small as compared to the other. So I'm making as 150% here. And when we'll use any one of the queries, so we are able to see here the window, that is a result window. So we are able to see the result here. Suppose when we'll run any one of the table, you want to fetch the data or select the data from any one of the table, and we have run that table, so we are able to see the data here. If you want to check in which database we are working here, so you will go to the here, or otherwise we will check here. So we can also check here the server name as well, the username as well. We have a time option here. Suppose how much time the query is taking and how much records we are getting, that also we are able to see here. So that will be the some basic details you want to know about, means what is the object explorer. In that object explorer where we can get if you are not able to see, and what is the session here. And also in this same video we will see about how to create a user database. So for that we have one basic command, that is a create database. Because we are creating a database, so we want to use the create command. So in after we next video we will see about where it create comes from, or what is that command create. Okay, so now just we want to type here create database and database. So just we will type here, means we will create one sample database here, and just we will execute that. Okay, so now here it is showing commands completed successfully, means we are done with the creation of database now. But when we'll expand the database, so it is showing the sample database whatever we have created, but in that we don't have as of now we don't have any tables like that. So when we want to create any particular table in that database, so at that time we want to choose that particular database here. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching this video. In next video we will see DBMS versus RDBMS. So please subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get a notification. See you in next video. Till keep learning, keep growing.